Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'achiyanu v'kiyimanu v'higiyanu lizman hazeh. Season 2 of Shteign there, episode 1, Shteign Airport in the King David Lounge. Shout out to Zach, the travel agent, for hooking this yid up. No one here is wearing masks. I made it through 6 levels of Sheba to get here. Whew. But with the schus of Shleiks to Hillen and the schus of the Gemara that we're about to learn, we're able to actually pop off. We got Shteign there, Travelsman Season Bays. Trying to set up the camera. Rabbi Harry, how are you doing?
General status of gratitude.
Gratitude, that's amazing. How you feeling, bro?
Grateful.
Grateful, amazing. Rabbi Harry is now in Florida. Just telling like the crew pneumonia. Look at my hat, by the way. This hat also helped me get in. They're like, a guy like this, that Lashon Hara doesn't speak to him. he's got to be like, you know. Listen, but job not done. Job not done. I mean, I said it's Shechianu because we're about to start the first episode, but job not done, you know. I still have to get through many, many levels of Shibud to get to Brazil for my cousin's wedding. All right, we're holding the Maseches Chagiga. In this Travelsman, we're going to see how much of the second parak of Chagiga we can talk again, right? Is everyone with me? I know it's a small class this week.
I'm with you.
But, you know, yeah? Okay, amazing. So, listen, also like the beginnings of Shteign there, season 1, we're like just a few people, but then like we like eventually like, you know, we steiged, and we're just going to continue. So without further ado, the Heilige Mishnah in the second parak of Chagiga. Zok the Heilige Mishnah. Ein dorshin be'arayos b'shlosha. So you can't darshan. We have to see exactly what that means to darshan. But you can't darshan in the sugya of arayos, right? Of sexual immorality, or what exactly is arayos. You can't do that with 3, meaning it's like l'chora, it's only like you can only do 2 people, right? 2 other people, and then you can darshan to them. Below ma'isa brachis b'shnayim, and ma'isa brachis you can't even do with 2 people, meaning you can only teach it to 1 person. Below merkava b'yachid, and ma'isa merkava, which we don't even know exactly what it is. I mean, we think maybe it's the first parak of Yecheskel, but maybe there are other parakim that are shayach to ma'isa merkava. We're still trying to figure it out. People are like, "How are you learning this parak?" I'm like, "Listen, we're just learning a parak of Shas over here." And so we're not allowed to be darshan merkava. It's like, bro, I don't even know what ma'isa merkava is. You know what I'm saying? We have to figure that out to be darshan it. It says that you can't even do that biyachid with 1. What does that mean? You can't even learn it yourself? Wow, what a line. Rabbi Harry, you hear that line?
Yeah, mitaiso.
Chacham umevin midaiso. What does that remind you of?
I'm interested in hearing what you think. It could be a million things.
Chachma bina das. Chacham umevin midaiso. Right? Interesting that like Chacham bina das, Chabad get like a shout out right here at the very beginning of the Mishnah, the most esoteric Mishnah in Gemara. So everyone who is mistakel, who is looking into these 4 things, it's ratui. We have to see exactly what ratui is. Yo, Dukes Roberts, what's up?
What's up, boss? How you, bud?
Yo, we're just stagging some chagiga perik sheni over there. And so the Mishnah says, Kol ha-mistakel ba'arba devarim. By the way, you guys can like totally like show your faces if you'd like. I mean, I would like also, because like it's, oh, that's what's up. Who do we got here? Oh, we got some Yidden up in here. Dukes Robert, Ian Leifer, Shlomo Leifer, but it's Ian on here. He's got IR and H. Yo, what's up, bro? So Kol mistakel va'arba devarim. Everyone who looks at these four things, but mistakel is not just look; it's to look with intent. Mistakel va'arba devarim. Ratui lo ki'ilu lo bal olam. It's better for him. So you're going to see that Rashi says, merucham, like it's like he would be lucky, he would be fortunate, there would be merciful on him if he would never have been born. This doesn't say that it's usher to look at these things. It just says like, yo, it's a really bad idea. Maybe because like, yo, it's better to never have been born than to look at these four things. So what are they? It's better that he never even came to the olam. What are they? Malamala, what's above? Malamata, what's below? Malifnim, what's inside? Malachor, what's outside? Or lifnim could be before and after, right? We're going to see a little bit of how the different Rishonim learn these concepts. It says Malachor, and then the third clause of the Mishnah is V'kol shelo chasal kavod kono, and everyone who does not have mercy on the kavod of Hashem or the kavod of His Creator, right? So you're gonna say, what do you mean kavod of His Creator? The kavod of His owner, kono, liknot is to own. No, I'll say konei shamayim ba'aretz. Magen avos bidvaro mechaye mesim b'ma amaro ha'el hakadosh she'ein kamo hameniach li'amo b'yom Shabbos kadsho kivam ratza laniach lahem lefanav na'avod b'yirav v'achad ונודה לשמו בכל יום תמיד, ואין הברכה אל ההודעות, אדון השלום, מקדש השבס, מברך שביעי, ומניח בקדושה לים, מדושני עונג. מדושני עונג, that's the King David business class lounge. מדושני עונג. No one's wearing a mask here, by the way. Such whatever. So why did I say that? Because we see from that song that Konei Shemayim Ba'aretz means creator. So it says kavod kono, the kavod. It doesn't have rachmanos. It doesn't have chas. It doesn't have rachmanos on the respectability of his creator. Ratui lo shlo b'olam. It's better that he should never have been born. That's the Heilige Mishnah. Now what are we going to do? Shteign, what are we going to do now? We just saw the Mishnah. What now?
Are we going to do the Rashi on the Mishnah?
The Rashi. Nice. So Zak the Heilige Rashi. Ein Dorshin B'Shlosha. So Rashi says Shnayim V'hu, meaning you can't do it even two and him. Or is that what he's saying? Ein Dorshin or B'Shlosha, meaning you can do it Shteign v'hu. You can't do it with three, but or maybe that's what it is. You can't even do it Shteign v'hu. You can only do it with one other person. And b'merkava, you can't even do it with one other person, with echad v'hu, him and one other person. And then it says merkava v'lo b'merkava b'yachid, meaning ein sham elahu levado. The Gemara is going to explain what that means. Like what? Like you can't even learn it yourself. Unless he's chacham umevi midaisa. Dukes Roberts, we said a good deal. Chacham umevi midaisa is chacham b'inadas. Do I know what those things are yet? No, we're just at the Mishnah. But it's an interesting like occurrence to have a chacham b'inadas. It's definitely not an accident. Chacham umevin midaiso. Zakt Rashi arba devarim hanid mefarish va'azos. It's like, yeah, the following, right? What's Rashi doing there? He's saying like, yo, don't think that like the Gemara is going to leave us high and dry. Like, oh, four things, we're not going to tell you what they is. So now, what's above, right? Don't look at what's above. Zakt the Heilige Rashi. Mala mi Rakia sha'al rosh hachayos. Oh yeah, it's from the what's above the firmament that's on top of the heads of the chayos. Shteign, huh? First of all, Rakia. What's the Rakia? It's the firmament. Now, we don't know what's out there, but what we do know is that it's impossible to understand the sugya over here if you don't understand what the Rakia is. And it's impossible to understand what the Rakia, the firmament, is if you don't understand the sugya of flat earth. Do we know, is the earth flat? Is it not flat? Is earth really round, but like the flat earth is like the spiritual representation, or is the earth really flat? We are blibing shver. I don't know. According to Rashi, fligity. According to Rashi, flat earth. No questions. No questions. I was like, oh, well, I don't believe him, right? I believe Galileo. Who? Galileo. The Rashi says flat earth. Okay. And then he says it's on top of the heads of the chayos, which are angels. Now, I don't have a good shot in that yet. We're going to have to figure out what are these angels, the different types of chayos, ofanim. There's a heliga pasuk in Yechezkel, which Mir Hashem will get to one of these steigs. But the pasuk in Yechezkel says, that the ruach hachayos ba'ofanim, that the ruach, the spirit of the chayos, are in the ofanim, right? We have the chayos, the srafim, the ofani hakodesh. So we got to be like, wait a second, like what are these different angels? Are they the same as malachei hashares, right? So we got to think about that. So we're blibing hard on angels so far. Malamata is under the chayos. Okay, very interesting, Rashi. And then he says malufnim. What's on the inside? It says chutz limechitzas harakia. What is outside of the walls of the rakia, which is this dome, right? Rashi says in another place, kipas harakia. It's like a dome. Now we don't. Is there really a dome? Is that dome maybe like what outer space is today? Right? We know that the Rakia is not like a thin dome. It's like a 500-year walk. So like it could be like, like that's outer space, It's interesting that like they're also like counting it by like light years, or like by years of how long it is in the space. But maybe space, that's the Rakia, outer space. But Rashi is like what's before? He says what's outside of the Mechitza Rakia to the east, and Malachor, what's outside of the Mechitza Rakia, Lamairiv, to the west. So now we have a very interesting thing happening. Tosfos comes and like imposes himself in Rashi. It's like I've never seen this before, but Tosfos says like this: Eno yachol liyos mashapira shamore. It can't be what Rashi says. Are they arguing about flat Earth? Maybe. Rashi Tosfos is like, can't be what Rashi's saying. Malifnim chutz mechitzas harakia malachor l'mayrav. Right, like what's on the out, what's before and what's after, like what's on the inside and what's on the west and the east of the Rakia, which is like I would assume it's the same thing that's on top of it. But so Tosfos says, nah, this can't be. So he says, why can't this be? He says, mideparich, from the fact that we ask, the Gemara asks, the Gemara, bishlema, I understand, the Gemara says this later, right? Bishlema, I understand, malamala, umalamata, I understand what's above and what's below. That stems, right? Above the Rakia, below the Rakia, like that makes perfect sense. Malachor, l'chaye, and so what is after? Not like what Rashi's saying that like he's talking about what's outside the Rakia to the east. Tosfos is saying, quoting the Gemara, what's after life, right? Doesn't it make a lot more sense, l'chora? So what happened before? Whatever happened happens. Like, what's the big deal about talking about it? Well, like God's be like, oh, like don't talk about the stuff. It's not like covered for the create. It's like, so what's the problem? So whatever that question in the Gemara is, and we'll see it later, but whatever the question in the Gemara is, it's clear, it's bevast, it's baror, that it is malifnim, is before the world was created. So what's Rashi talking about? What's Rashi mixing up the blender over here, talking to us about Rakiyas and what's on the east and what's on the west? Like that's like a special thing, the different than what's on top. Very mudna, Rashi. Very mudna indeed. So he says like this, Rashi says, okay, so that's Tosfos. And Tosfos just slugs Rashi. How is Rashi going to answer that question? Where's Rashi going to bring his raya from? Right now, we don't know. But right now, we got a big question on Rashi. What's he talking about? Malifnim malachor. Zakt Rashi weiter. Kol shelo chaso kavod kono. So, but Gemara the Gemara will explain what it means not to have mercy on the honor or on the respect of our Creator or His Creator, right? And who doesn't have respect for His Creator. The Gemara will explain what exactly that is. So Ratui Hulo. So first of all, the Gemara doesn't say Ratui Lo. Gemara just says Ratui Lo. Rashi adds this word of who. Ratui Hulo. So what does Rashi say? What does Rashi explain Ratui Hulo? What does Rashi explain Ratui Hulo? He says like this. He says, Tov v'yafeh hayalo. It was good and beautiful for him. Im lo balo, if he wasn't born, like bro, that would have been like the best case scenario. Like, what you're gonna think about this stuff? Best case scenario, like don't be born. And then he says, the Omer Ani, Rashi says, and I say, Rashi says, me, Rashi, right? The Omer Ani, Shehu Lashon Rachmanus, Tilmar Merucham, who would be Rachmanus, who would be merciful for this guy who starts asking all these questions and like asking all these questions. It would be merciful for him to have never been born in the first place. Who in Lobal Olam V'Dugma, so Torah's Kohanim, and in Torah's Kohanim, do you guys remember what Torah's Kohanim is? Does anyone remember?
Yeah, it's the midrash on Vayikra.
Boom, legs, fire. So it says in Torah's Kohanim, but Torah's Kohanim is just Vayikra, right? Like it's the medrash of Vayikra, but it's also like what they call Vayikra. So it says in Torah's Kohanim, it says but here it's going to be talking about the medrash, I think, right? So it says in Parsha, El Elazar v'El Itamar banav hanoisarim. Like Elazar and Itamar were the sons of Aaron, which did not get burned for bringing the foreign fire, right? And so it says, so says the Medrash, if really they should have been burned also. Ella, but Sherita Hakasuv La'aron, the Torah or Hashem had Rachmanis on Aaron, not to take all four of his kids. That's the Heilige Mishnah. We got a Rashi. We got a Taisvis. Okay. Tosfos says Ein Dorshin the Maisa Bracious. This page that's the shame Membes Osios Hayotzim Bracious when we pasuk Shala Acharav. So Bracious and the next Bracious Baralim Esrman Vesarens Ba'aretz Sasovo V'Choshech Alpinei Sahom Ruach Elohim Rechefes Alpinei Hamayim. So there's 42 letters, I guess, in that pasuk. Seems like there's more, right? Seems like there's more dukes. You know what I'm saying? Seems like there's more, but I don't know. That's what Tosfos says. But it is interesting because we are going to see the importance of names, of the name of Hashem, later on in this parak when we get to the Pardes. Okay, so that's Gemara Rashi takes this weiter in the Gemara. Zok the Heilige Gemara. Amarta Bereisha, you said at the beginning, the lo b'merkava b'yachid, and not in the merkava b'yachid, that you can't even teach a merkava, learn merkava, darshan merkava, even by yourself, right? The hadar amarta, and then you went to say, ela imgein hayachacham midaiso, unless he's chacham umevin midaiso, chacham b'inadas, unless he has those three moichin, you know. So. Right. So Hakikam, here's what it's saying. Ein dorshin be'arayos le shlosha. You guys see that difference? The lo b'ma'isa bracious le shnayim. You guys see that difference? You see what's going on there? It doesn't say be, like including the teacher. It means excluding the teacher. So for arayos, you can teach two people. You just can't teach three. But I have to see what exactly that arayos is. And for Maisa Bracious, you can teach two. You can teach one, you just can't teach two. And Maisa Merkava, you can wait, hold on. Li Shnayim, Li Shlosha, Maisa Bracious, Li Shnayim, Maisa Merkava, Li Yachid. You can only teach it to one person, Maisa Bracious, Maisa Merkava, if he understands Chacham Mevim Midaiso. Zak the Heilige Rashi. Amarta v'lo b'merchav yachid. He's giving the yechidi who, right, whatever. Feino shmeis. Rashi's saying like because it's only one person, he's not going to hear from the Rav, right? Obviously, he has to understand it for himself. So, like, what's the Gemara even saying? Of course, he has to understand it for himself. There's only one person. No, says the Gemara. Really, you can teach one. You can teach to one person, but only if he's chachma being a das. If he has those three mochen, if he's chacham maybe midaisei. ולא מעשה בריש בשתיים, כמו שכן שלושה, לא מעשה יחיד, לתלמיד יחיד, אלא אם כן חכם מדי זו, שלא יצטרך לשאול לרב כשיסתפק לו, דלאו אורך ארוך לפירושי בהדיא. So, meaning, why does he have to be like he has to understand it himself? Because it's not. What does he say? It's not derech eretz to like go and ask your Rav questions about these topics of like deep Kabbalah. Like you gotta like you can like ask like a little bit basics, but like really like you gotta like chop it yourself. You know, you could have a Masorah, but in the end of the day, Chacham Umevin Midaisai. That's what we need. Okay. Okay, so we need Chacham Midaisai. Now, I don't know how long this has been. Does anyone know? Harry, how long have we been on for so far?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Okay, so let's do this next part. I don't know how long it's been either, but we have another like short-ish part. All right, and then we'll call it a day. How's everyone feeling, by the way? Everyone's chilling.
Yeah,
Chilling, bro.
Chilling, Baruch Hashem. And
Baruch
Duke's
Hashem.
chilling. Duke's is chilling. But maybe he left the computer for a second. All right. Ain dorshin barayas b'shlosha. You can't be darshin these arayas b'shlosha. My time. So why not? Why can't you be darshin arayas? Like you see, like the other two, are like Ma'aser Bereshis, Ma'aser Merkava. Like I understand, like serious Kabbalah, you know, like Bereshis Merkava, like. But arayas. So random, right? So my timer, why not? If you're going to say that the reason you can't darshan be'arayas b'shlosha is because it's written ish es kol se'er b'saro. When it's saying the parsha of arayas, it says ish twice. Ish trey se'er b'saro is chad, right? So we see that there's three category. There's three like times, three subjects in that pasuk. Ish is kol se'er b'saro. So we have three people. Ish one, ish two, se'er, which is like the skin or whatever. Se'er b'saro, I don't know, like his family member. You know, like that's the Iker Arayas is like stay away from that. And ish is ish. But it says ish is kol se'er b'saro. Shouldn't like hook up with a relative. So it says. It says three things, and it says lo sikru who do not come close to gilu arayas. So ebazei don't come close to three. Don't learn it with three people. So we say if that's the pshat elameata. Wait a second. If that's the pshat, you got to be consistent. Tichsiv elameata tichsiv ish ki yekala elohav. Like any person who curses God, ish asher yitem izar l'maylech. So anyone who gives his progeny to his seed to Molech. Molech is like kind of what Alex Jones caught the Sheba doing in what was it, like Owl Ridge or some Sheba like that. It says some Sheba like that. So it says ish asher yite mizar l'molech. It says hachinami. So there too, you're gonna say that you can't teach that unless there's like three. It says ish, right? You gotta be consistent over here. He says, "Achinami," right? So it's Ella Hanhu Mibayle the Rabos as Hanachrim, Shemuzharin al Birkas Hashem v'al Vodazar ki Yisrael. No, we need the ish. We need the two ishes. Tell it that a non-Jew or a Nachri or stranger, non-Jew, forget about non-Jew, non-Israelite, but they also have an isser of Avodah and cursing God, Birkas Hashem. So Hainai, but no. You can't learn that. Why? Because we need also Gilei Arayas to be Marbe the Nashim, because what Gilei Arayas, they're also Shemuz Haran al Rayas Kisha. Very interesting. This is that Goyen are muzhar, are warned or forbidden from arayos, just like an Israelite. So then you can't learn out from the ish by gilei arayos. Ella, right? So that was shlug. That was like a clean shlug. This is Ella midichsiv v'shamartem es mishmartai v'shamartem two. Trey mishmartai is chad. So Amar Rachmana levilti yasos v'chukos atoivos. Torah says, don't do these disgusting things of like sleeping with a family member. Like, why would anyone even do that? Gross. It's gross. So, which is actually this last week's parasha. Mitzvos, where it says it certainly is a matzos. Where it says, don't read matzos el mitzvos. That if you get a mitzvah to your hand, don't let it become chametz. You got to do it right away. That's the ungodly. Like, that's the reason magdimin, right? So he says like this. Right, so shmartem es matzos, shmartem es mishmeres hakodesh. So what you're gonna say that every time it says the shamartem, you're gonna like make a drasha about how much they can and cannot learn. Hakanami Ella Amar of Ashi. So comes Rav Ashi with the biggest chiddush I've ever heard Rav Ashi say. Ella Amar of Ashi, rather Rav Ashi, 7th generation Amora in Bavel. Ella Amar of Ashi, for 6 generations, people were like chopping up this question, like, what is the Mishnah talking about? Comes Rav Ashi, last generation Amora in Babylon, and says as follows: Amar Rav Ashi, Ela Amar Rav Ashi, my ain dorshin be'arayis bishlosha. So what does it mean that you can't dorshin arayis bishlosha or lishlosha? You know what I'm saying? But ain dorshin be'arayis bishlosha, ain dorshin besisrei arayos, sisrei arayos. Before you even see anything, like kind of like we're talking about Kabbalah by Bereshis, Kabbalah by Merkava, and so now like Sisrei Arayos, like if it was a 3rd category of Kabbalah, that would be sweet as honey. But let's see what the Gemara says. You know, we're just saying like, but it's very interesting. Sisrei Arayos, what's the secrets of Arayos? Shteign, right? It's like what's going on there? My time up. So why not? So it's a svara. It's a svara. Beitrei ki yasvi kamera bayu. So when you have 2 people sitting in front of their Rebbe, Chad Shaku V'Tari Bahade Rabbe. So one of the guys is like talking in Darsh and Shaku V'Tari with the Rebbe. The Iduch Matzli Odne Legamra. The other one like kind of leans his ear to hear what they're talking about, right? That's if there's 2 people. Tlasa, but if there's 3 people in class, like there is now, Chad Shaku V'Tari Bahade Rabbe. Yeah, but it's different though, because first of all, we're not doing Sisrei, but also because we're like you guys can't talk to each other because like we're on Ziggity. So but he's saying if like in a class that like there are people actually there. So Chad Shaku V'Tari Bahade Rabbe. One person is like talking to Rabbi. Shaku V'Hanach Trey Shaku V'Taru Bahade Hadadi. And so the other 2, like I'm talking to Dukes, and Ian and Harry are talking to each other. You know, and like they're not going to hear the example, right? The low yadi my comment, they're not going to know what was said. They're not going to know what the Rebbe said. The asul mishrei isura be'arayis, and they're going to come and make an iser, make an iser be'arayis. Just to see what exactly is isra arayis, but they're going to come to like be matir and iser because they didn't hear what their Rebbe said. So then the Gemara says, wait a second, if that's your answer, if that's the case, kol Torah nami. So that's the case in the entire Torah also. You should not be able to teach to 3 people because you're gonna have the Rebbe talking to one of the guys, and the other two Chaim Yankos are like dealing with their own thing. Like, oh, you see the Mets game last night, you know. So he says, "Ihachi kol haTorah nami." I say, Arayas shani. No. Arayas is different than every other mitzvah. Why? The Amar Mar, because the master says, Gezel ve'arayos nafsho machamadasam umitayva lahem. So like Gezel and Arayos, like a person just like wants them, longs for them, lusts for those 2 things. So we say, well then ihachi Gezel nami. So if that's the case, so then let them not teach the halachas of stealing in front of 3 people also, right? Ihachi Gezel nami. So it's Arayas being befanav, being shalo befanav, nafish yitzrei. Arayas, whether it's before him or whether it's not before him, there's a lot of there's like a lot of like yetzer hara for it. he really like has a huge inclination to do it, even if like there's no Arias before him. He could just be sitting in his house playing Fortnite or something, and still be thinking about chicks. He's like nushing, think about nushing all day long. I think about nushing, bed and shower, Yavamas, Subis, Nadarim, Nazir, Sota, Gittin, all day just thinking about nushing. So, but Gezel, befan of nafish right? Gezel, if he's stealing like before him, there's like a big inclination to do it. But if there's no something to steal before him, he's not like sitting there in his house being like, "Yo, I can't wait to do this, to steal." The fun of lo nafish right? If it's not in front of him, so he's not like thinking like, "Oh, I can't wait to steal." Okay, Zak the Hela Garashi. That's the mission. Zak the Hela Garashi. Amart, wait, right? The Amar Rahman right? Lo sikruvu shloshtechem zeh. You shouldn't be three people close to each other. The galos tame parshas Arayos to teach. Rashi says here the reasons behind the parsha of Arayos, right? Like we don't need a reason. Like, yo, why aren't you like dating your sister? It's like, well, like let me tell you the time, let me tell you the reason. It's like, no, it's nasty, but Rashi, so sister Arias says Sheina Mufurashos could go like the sister Arias, they're not explained in the Torah, like Bito Ma'anusaf, so like someone's daughter from his raped girl, the Aim Chamav, and the mom of his mother-in-law, the mom of his father-in-law, the Aim Chamos, the mom of his mother-in-law, the Nafki B'Mesechus Sanhedrin, and learned in Sanhedrin from a Joshua. So we said because like there's Saknavatarians, like no seven notain the halacha in Rabo, Matzliudne, he sets his ear. He says Mata no, he bends his ear and he listens to the Devrayim Vehin Shomin as Devrei Rav, and they hear the Rav. But when there's three Saknavatarians, there's two people off, and they're gonna come make an Isser Be'arayas, because they didn't hear. Then we say, well, why Arayas? Because Gezon Arayas says in Nakos. So we say, no, but there's still a difference in Gezel and Arayas. But Gezel, you can teach as many people because Gezel, right, it says Befanav. Because you wrote Lefanav, Sheachol Ligzol, sees like, yo, I can actually just like schnab this Yid's, I can just pick his pocket. It's like in front of him, so he has the get taiva, but he's not like sitting at home like, oh, I wish I can steal. Mashain can Arayas, he's always thinking at home like, yo, I wish I can like have a girl. So he says like this. He says, okay, that's it. That's the fun of Shlovan of Mashain Ken Arayas. Yo, amazing day one, season 2, episode 1 of Shteign Airport. Mazel Tov, everybody. You can come on just with the face and say Mazel Tov for a sec. That would be nice. Schliggity. Yo,
Big
H, where you at?
square. Big
I
square.
don't have a camera on my laptop. Same story for the last year and a half.
Oh yeah, okay, fine. We gotta be talking that. And Dukes, you still here? All right. So much love. We got me and Schligs up in here. We saw some diggity Dukes, and we'll figure out Harry Steig. Oh, here he is. Dukes. Thank you for coming and stagging with us, bro. Uman 2022. Can't wait.
Appreciate it. Do it all over again, huh?
Oh yeah, baby. I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah.
Uman 2022. I'm gonna bring Ian and Rabbi Harry also this time. It's
100%.
right there. What?
Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Man, should be as
So,
well.
Chevra is a great first share, and welcome to season bays of Shteign there. I hope to see you guys again soon. Amazing.
Safe travels.
Yo, thank you. I got one more shibud to pass, and then I got some shibud in Milan, and then I have some shibud in Brazil, and then I get to go to the hotel and then just sleep. Oh, it's gonna be majestic. I can't wait. But Amir Tashem, listen, job not done. Job done?
Job not done.
Job not done. I didn't think so. I don't think so. Yo, I love you guys. It was amazing.
Too, bro.
And hopefully see you guys tomorrow.
Oh, man.
From Brazil.
Brazil.
Amir Tashem.
Thanks, man.
Awesome, bro.
Amir Tashem. All right. Much love.
Hatzlacha Rabba.
That's what's up. Endorsing. Let's do it. Piggity peace. Much love, everybody.
Peace, bro.